Our travellers to China will no longer need a pre-departure antigen test for COVID-19. The Foreign Ministry confirmed the move will take effect on Wednesday, marking a milestone for the country as it dismantles the last of its coronavirus travel measures.
自2023年8月30日起，来华人员无需进行入境前新冠病毒核酸或抗原检测。
China has been relaxing COVID-19 measures this year. It dropped its PCR test requirement in April, stating that the easing was in accordance with the current situation of the pandemic and would help facilitate people-to-people exchanges. And for more on this, Lo Minmin joins us live from Shanghai. Minmin, of course, this move coming after several other measures, for example, more recently one to resume visa-free travel for some countries such as Singapore. But are these moves enough to help boost inbound travel to China?
It's certainly a very welcome move by businesses and travelers. I spoke to some businesses here. They say it will make it easier for them to travel abroad, especially for those businesses engaged in cross-border trade. But when I speak to industry insiders from the travel sector, they tell me that there are still many factors that are preventing a full rebound in inbound tourism. If you take a look at the numbers, in the first half of this year, inbound travelers' numbers are still at only 50% of 2019 levels. And that still doesn't tell us the full picture because the vast majority of those travelers are in fact Chinese nationals. Only 5% of them are foreigners, and there are many reasons for that. First, international flights are still at only 30% of pre-COVID levels. The closure of Russian airspace has made certain routes longer and more expensive. Second, there is still a very cumbersome visa application procedure for residents of many countries that involve a 16-page visa application document that sometimes require proof of accommodation or a letter of invitation from a Chinese national. And third, after you made it to the country, you'll have a challenge trying to find accommodation because about 70% of domestic hotels cannot accept foreigners because of national security reasons. And fourth, the entire travel booking and payment ecosystem is not very friendly to foreigners because they often require Chinese apps that require Chinese ID or phone numbers for verification. So there are still a lot of things that China can do to make itself more attractive for foreign travelers.
So, Minmin, if this move was to, as a larger picture thing, help the Chinese economy grow strongly again in itself, inbound travel, which is, as you mentioned, many other factors will be involved to improve that. This will not be enough to I suppose, give that big boost we're looking for the Chinese economy.
This move is indeed coming at a time when the Chinese economy is not doing very well. The Q2 GDP numbers was looking sluggish. Consumer confidence is down. People not willing to spend. Prices moving into deflationary territory. Export demand falling and a property crisis looming. The government has already pushed out a series of measures to try to boost the economy to a limited effect. But this move will really be another symbolic gesture to show the world that China is truly dismantling the last of its COVID measures, that it is now back to business as usual. It's opening its doors fully to businesses. But the question is whether it will be enough, because there are still many opposing signals, such as the recent anti-espionage laws, the raids on companies with foreign ties, the restrictions on overseas data transfer. These are policies that are making investors think twice about coming to China. And analysts also say that the increasing hostility that China faces from the rest of the world has reshaped global public opinion and sentiment towards China that is dampening global demand for travel into China. But still, no doubt, this is going to move the needle for cross-border travel. It will perhaps make China a slightly more attractive option for the expats that have left China in droves after the lockdowns last year.
Oh, thanks, Minmin. CNA's Lo Minmin reporting live from Shanghai, reminding us that things are always, as usual, not quite so simple.